All right, welcome back to Do It All. Why do so many projects stall at the finish line? That's the question in a poll I recently ran, and it's on beating procrastination. So, what helps finish projects? Let me switch to our browse. And you can see here's an animation I made. Some things that might help you finish a project. Micro steps, setting a deadline, having an accountability partner, or even starting early. So let's investigate some of this in some writing I did on this topic in this poll. See, most people set goals, but a small share complete them. Missed deadlines shape the judgment others have of us. So, if you're constantly setting goals and never finishing them, people notice that. And the truth is that you also notice that, and that affects your confidence. However, finishing strong is a skill. Completing those goals and those resolutions that you make, like a New Year's resolution, that's a skill, and it's something if you practice, you can actually get better at. So structure beats mere motivation every single time. Here are some quick tips to start off with that you can use to break your own procrastination and to feel confident in the goals that you set for yourself. So when you have a really big goal, that's okay. Say you want to rebuild a car, or you want to write a book, and you know that's going to be a monumental task. Just break it into small chunks. Break it into like 15-minute tasks. And time block those. Give yourself, say I'm going to do it now, I'm going to take a 15-minute break, I'm going to start the next 15 minutes, or I'm going to do 15 minutes today, 15 minutes tomorrow, and use that 1% rule. The point is that when you break it into small tasks, it's pretty easy to accomplish that small bit, and then you can celebrate that and feel good about it, right? So take a big thing, strategize it, figure out what's most important, and do those first. Do all those small steps first, and build yourself momentum as you're working on this large goal. So maybe it's writing a book. You're going to think about what you really want to write. You're going to make some notes about topics you want to write about in that book. Then next, you're going to break that into chapters. Then your next task might be, okay, chapter by chapter, what am I going to write about in that chapter? And you make a list of items per chapter. This might be one 15-minute task, then the next chapter might be the next, and so on. And then when you get through those, you might say, okay, now I'm going to start writing that chapter now that I've thought about it. And your subconscious will have really, the gears will have turned, and you'll have some great ideas just sitting there waiting for you for when you want to get to it. Let me read a quote by the author Stephen King. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration, while the rest of us just get up and go to work. So that's true. If you're just waiting there for inspiration, what is it, some magic thing? It's probably, you're never probably going to get inspired and do anything if you're just waiting for it. But if you just get up and go to work, you just start, right? It's this big scary thing, but you say, okay, I'm just going to start. You take the first step. Then you take the next step, one foot after the other. That's really not that hard, and that's kind of like breaking it into those small chunks. You're actually going to make progress instead of just waiting like, oh, tomorrow I might wake up feeling great, or I might do it later after lunch, and then, someone calls you or a big project lands on your desk. You just have to get started, and you'll feel really good after you do. So here's a little bit more I wrote on this. True success and progress comes from consistent, disciplined action rather than waiting for a mystical moment of inspiration. Some may wait for ideal conditions or motivation, but dedicated individuals understand that hard work, persistence, and showing up to do the task, even when uninspired, are what actually creates results and lead to achievement. Relying on mere inspiration is a passive approach to creativity and ambitious pursuits. It's something that can be fleeting and may never arrive when you expect it. Instead, consistent effort, a strong work ethic, and the discipline to work even on difficult days are what separates pros from those who don't achieve their goals. You can generate your own inspiration by just getting to work, which will spark new ideas and momentum, leading to breakthroughs and better results. So adopt a proactive mindset. You've always got to put in the time and the effort and commitment required to develop skills and complete projects, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Alright, so let's go over this again. Small time tasks reduce overwhelm. Breaking things up into small pieces, when you get one done, it feels good. You go into the next, feels good. After a few of these, you look back and you've noticed how much progress you made, and that really feels great, and that keeps you moving forward. Public commitment increases completion odds. Don't forget that. When you tell someone you trust, you know you're telling them, you know you don't want to let them down, and that person cares about you, so they're going to hold you accountable as well, and that's a really good thing. That increases your odds of actually completing the task or the resolution that you've set. And perceived reliability drops after late submissions. So let's talk about some of these options in the poll again. What helps finish projects? Micro steps, cutting it into smaller pieces, setting deadlines. So I say, okay, I'm going to get this thing done the day after tomorrow. And I set myself a reminder to do that comes up 24 hours before the event. So when I see that reminder, it's going to, I'm going to start mentally preparing. I might even arrange some things on my desk or with the project so that I know the day after tomorrow when I start, I'm prepared. I've got some ideas already in mind. The next one, accountability. Be accountable to yourself and let people that you trust, a friend, a family member, hold you accountable. If you really care about that thing and you tell someone, it signals to yourself how much you care, and that person who cares about you is going to say, hey, how's that new project coming along that you told me about? And you're going to say, oh yeah, I got 3 or 4 of those tasks done. And finally, start early. So don't put it off. Get started as soon as you can, and then be committed to regular updates on that thing. So let's talk about what might work best for you. If you want to ask in the chat here, let me check to see if we have any questions so far. So feel free to ask in the chat if you have any questions or have any tips yourself. Also, leave those in the comments and help someone else out with what works for you. That would be a really great thing for this community. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer those. A big part of this is the community that we're making here, and we're all helping each other. Now, if you're finding this useful, please like this, share it, subscribe to the channel, even join our membership. And the memberships are a small monthly fee. They're There's different tiers based on how much you want to support, and that helps us create new content for this channel. You'll also get exclusive benefits like exclusive videos. You can ask a question and get a response there, and even drive the direction of this channel. Feel free to either drop a community post and suggest something, or suggest it in your membership level, and I'll be happy to take a look at that and we can move forward with those ideas. So let me check our questions here again to see if anyone has dropped a question. So far I'm not seeing any, but I want to thank you for coming into today's short live stream on beating procrastination, and using some of these steps, like cutting things into small steps, deadlines, accountability, and starting early. And let's talk about what works for you. If you really like statistics, here's some fun ones. Only 8% of people who set a New Year's resolution actually achieve it. So it's easy to say you want to do something, but do we really have the right habits in place to follow through with those? And that's what really counts. And the other stat is late submissions are judged more harshly. Missed deadlines can lower perceived quality and reliability. So be sure that when you commit to something, you're putting in the work, you're focusing, maybe you turn off your notifications, you time block that, and you really focus hard so you can make some real progress time after time and not miss your deadline. You're going to feel better for yourself. If you have someone, a client, or your manager is relying on that, it's going to look better for them. So just focus and make sure that you meet those commitments, and man, your confidence will really go up. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I really appreciate seeing you here. Look forward to more of these streams on the channel, and let's go do it all. Thanks for joining. See you next time.